Mario Party bracket went fantastically. Everyone
that came out of
either was having a great time or they were just drunk off their gourds. I'm not sure. One or the other, maybe both. Who knows?
Dan is going to be playing a minigame himself, trying to figure out this Incineroar matchup on the fly, but AK is no gimmick. And for those that don't know, AK mained Wolf before COVID. He came in Incineroar over Wi-Fi and has way better results with Incineroar than he did before. Very good player regardless, though.
Just so watch his patience. Look at this. He has dashed once in the first 15 seconds of this game.
He's just walking.
He's walking the whole time. AK is just moving slow. Look at that. He walked forward twice and then parried. Hello?
And Dan's got to play around that revenge the entire set because you're already seeing those not true combos. He's ready to have that revenge on deck, which Mario is a character more equipped to deal with revenge because of his grab game, but that doesn't matter when you can't even get in.
But chasing down the air dodge away, that's how Animal Kingdom planned out this advantage state and finds the pivot grab in the corner. Hello!
Off to a great start here so far is AK, but like the one weakness of Mario though is he is pretty stubby. So like how do you keep this animal at bay when you just don't have the range?
You need to play as slow as he does, I think. Like if you're not aware of how Animal Kingdom plays his neutral, right, which is just dashing forward only when you have the opportunity to do so, but I feel like that was maybe an air dodge in the corner, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was a little premature on the up B there, but doesn't matter. Has a very healthy lead. One more big ol' hit from Incineroar will do it.
Yeah, Incineroar's forward air there might be like the most disjointed move in the matchup.
And like, strangely enough, Incineroar's moveset in general, the only thing that really holds him back is his speed, because everything he has is fantastic. Revenge into immediate Alolan Whip. It kills off the top at 90%.
I think that was with good DI too. That's just the way that this character works. And Animal Kingdom is schmovin' here.
And he has another revenge on deck. He does get the grab though, gets rid of it. And there's another one.
Grab does clean out the revenge immediately, but then the next hit does increase damage, as you see here, versus super damage. So like, now Dan's moving in the advantage state, but a quick roll off the backside means that Animal Kingdom has more space to work with.
And as much as Dan's kind of getting walloped to start this game, he is still very much in this game. Like,
right.
One gets a stock here, and then just a quick combo game there. And like, he's back in this, but will AK let it happen?
With the C. Now Dan is the one retreating a bit, like allowing Animal Kingdom to push the advantage. That's kind of the thing right here. Incineroar can't really camp you with a lead, right? That's a weakness of the character.
But like, does he really want to? Like, if he can consistently get in, like he's just walking.
And Dan was walking too. What is this neutral?
We're going back to what is it, Brawl, where that's all it was. He just walked around.
There will be Brawl.
There will be an Alolan Whip. There it is.
But it crossed up not quite in time.
Yeah. Everything in the kitchen sink will kill Mario right now in Incineroar. Percents are really climbing, but that down air will take it.
That's going to buy Dan a little bit of space where the rage is cleared. And it means things like, you know, the neutral B won't kill in the positions they would have maybe previously. Like if that neutral B was at the ledge, it probably would have killed with the rage.
That's one thing we haven't seen come into play too much yet is that Nair out of shield. What we are seeing is just a lot of damage from this Mario.
Yup. All of a sudden it's an even game here, Reed.
Oh no.
Oh no. With the dip low.
Oh.
Hello?
Okay, forward throw.
With punish
Dan
on the get-up
right
attack.
Back in this.
That's
it. The game.
Super Dan out of nowhere finds game one.
Exploding to do all that damage, get the Cape Edgar. That's so brave, because if you time that wrong, you're dead.
If he timed that wrong, he got a Alolan Whip.
Oh my god.
Momentum all of a sudden disappearing here in an instant.
Like, he makes one mistake and then he explodes from the knockback that Incineroar can do consistently on his moves. It didn't matter. He got the one conversion, got the one advantage state. Welcome to Smash Ult.
That fearlessness from Super Dan. Gonna clutch out in game number 1. And now game number 2 is gonna be on this exact same stage.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm AK, why would you switch? Like, you had that game. It was just Dan just made a really good play to finish it off. But now, I think Dan's trying to understand how to abuse this character, but took 60% from a revenge.
That was it was a lot.
It was just, he was at 0.
He was not at 0. That was like,
I thought he was. Either way.
He was at like, 15 and it did 45%.
Not enough
and
to be at 60%.
That did 31.
Come on.
So,
if I'm Dan,
video games, right?
I am never using that fireball for the rest of the night against this character.
But he's gonna clutch it out on the ledge getup.
Like, Dan is doing such a good job of using Animal Kingdom off stage, and this character doesn't even have that bad of a recovery anymore.
That's true.
Like, he's just really covering options well, making him feel under duress, and then getting the stock. But I think Dan's understanding of what strings he can. Oh, he messed up the Alolan Web.
That had to be misinput. I feel like
absolutely.
There was no reason to not let it fly.
Dan was as good as dead there if he converted. But like, that's part of the problem with like playing a character like that in bracket is like, what if you miss your kill confirm? And that's a lot of pressure. But just like that, we are on Science stock, relatively even, but Dan, I feel like he's trying to understand just what range he needs to play at in order to
considering like the bubbles of zone control that any character can put out, considering their kit, right? Like, there's a surprising horizontal range that can come out with those alone whips.
Oh, he is getting rocked. Yeah. And just like that, AK really just figuring out what beats that Dan wants to hit him on. And he's getting these revenges like it's nothing.
That was the game number 1 move that Dan went for, that he went for a very low cape a second time. This time, Animal Kingdom will sneak back onto the stage.
Yeah. And now Dan has to play a little more timid here, trying to play around those revenges. But he's not too bad. Like, now Incineroar just has to get a straight hit, and he does. He does land the back there. AK with the stock lead.
And did Dan either tried to parry that aerial, or he tried to spot dodge it, and then the spot dodge was too slow. I'm not entirely sure what it was off of the shield. But I think Dan had the idea on the time, but he was at whatever measure you choose, he was just a little bit off on it. So
that's kind of what he has to do right now. To get these openings is... Because he can't just try to straight hit because AK has a read on his up airs and whatever else. So how do you find your opening if you're constantly getting revenge?
Yeah, you need Animal Kingdom to play proactively when he has chosen not to do so for really the entirety of these 2 games. He's allowing Dan's offensive mistakes to come back and bite him, right?
For sure, but Dan not letting him get bitten on this stock. He does get the back throw, playing a lot more conservatively with this last stock in hand, but that is a lot of rage on Animal Kingdom. But that down air will take it.
Yep, there you have it. Even stocks in game number 2.
Which, if you're Dan, you're feeling super good about, despite being in that hole, it's dead even. AK, like, dead even on this last stock, you should feel a little uncomfortable. Like, Dan, as Tony has that adaptation, he can do those combos.
Yeah, it's like being on stocks versus a Shoto character, right? Where you don't want to be in that spot. You want to have like a very confident lead because the comeback mechanics are insane.
Like, look at Dan abuse this disadvantage state. Like, he can't even get a revenge. Oh, he had the forward air.
Going low. Yeah, Dan is really insistent on the cape on the side. Forward air may have been the right call. It's too hard to tell.
But he is still an advantage. Still hasn't been touched in the hottest minute. Gets the charge on the up smash on the jump in. Dan is playing incredible tonight.
And it's always coming out at like the last possible stock that
I'm going to say it now,
that extra gear comes into play and Dan is looking untouchable.
Dan's going to win the tournament. I'm going to already say it now. Like, that's obviously not like a wild take with how well he's playing. He's up 2-0 in Winners Final. But he is playing so well. Now we are going to see the Wolf.
I love it.
Haven't seen it.
And AnimalKingdom goes, traffic safety, Wolf. Let's go. I'm about it.
That's not even like a good award. That doesn't count as traffic safety. That's like
How else are you gonna see Wolf on the street?
It's auto mechanic Wolf. There's like rust on him. It's not like that's not like a bright orange of a lookout. That's a yeah. I've been in the shop for a while. I really know my way around a Toyota.
He just fixed a 1996 Nissan Sentra for like 2 hours.
But just like that, he is getting taken off the top. But this matchup, I'd say it's a pretty even matchup. Maybe Wolf favor, but like Wolf has the disjoints. Like Dark Wizzy, who's someone that he like prides himself on like really doing this matchup,
This
has
is the
had a lot
matchup
of trouble in it.
It's the matchup he beat Tweak in though.
He did.
I thought so.
He's
Or was it like clutch?
He's come close.
It was Tweak clutch. Okay.
He may have taken one set, but Dan taking the first stock with the he just has a read on when NK wants to jump in.
And that's going to translate over versus Incineroar, versus Wolf, versus whatever character you play. If you want to jump, you always want to jump. That's kind of a universal Smash thing.
Oh, okay. Just goes straight for it. Why not? Like, I do think Wolf and Incineroar have a pretty similar game plan. But at least Wolf can do something in neutral.
Yeah, one of them has a projectile. One of them has a projectile that allows some space control. And it's not a projectile that like Mario can cape for free necessarily, because the timing can be ambiguous if you're playing it correctly. But nothing ambiguous about that spike. It is confidently sending AnimalKingdom to the drink.
Is it worth mentioning that I was talking to Dan before this set started? I was like, dude, you're playing so well today. He's like, yeah, I 2-2'd last week. Like, well,
this is a tough weekly, dude.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Ignition, super challenging, but also just talks about, like, sometimes you just aren't on, and you can't be discouraged by that. Like, Dan is tearing through this bracket. And, like, you can't give up. You can't, like, abandon your game plan, what makes you a good player, because sometimes you just don't have it certainly. And Dan clearly does this. Like, insane.
It's Smash Brothers Ultimate is a really hard game. Especially when you're not at, like, the consistent top 10 level.
I think you're dead. I think you're actually just dead. Yeah, you're very dead.
The turnaround on that up B seals the deal. Super Dan with a quick 3-0 and a handshake in winners finals, moving on to grands. You were not kidding here.
Incredibly well. I told you, he's winning the tournament, man. Like, I don't even know if we need to play grands, to be honest. It's just like, all right, you got second. All right, congrats.
It's hard to argue against it.
I haven't never seen him play this well.
That was...
Not that he isn't capable, because Dan's a super good player. But like,
if you look at the matchups on paper, right, 2 versus Incineroar, 1 versus Wolf, it's not